What's up guys, my name is Natalie and welcome to my Nook of Novels. Today I'm going to be using my wheel to choose my July TBR. So if you're new here, all that I do is I spin this wheel. It'll be 7 times this month, and based on the prompts I will choose books to fulfill those prompts. The way that it's going to work this month is I'm just going to choose the prompts and give you guys books that I might use to fulfill the prompt rather than picking the actual books that I am going to use, because every other month I do choose the books, but the other ones I just choose the prompts just so that I can give myself a little bit of freedom with my TBRs and not make myself be in a reading slump because I haven't been able to mood read at all. Now, as per usual, it is roughly the middle of the month when I'm filming this, and I do not yet know if I will have my June TBR completed or not, so I'm going to go ahead and pull something out of my punishment bag, and if I do not end up completing the June TBR, then I will have to read whatever the punishment book is, but if I do complete it, then I can just disregard that and put it back into the bag. So the punishment book for July is going to be this one, The Firm by John Grisham. So that's just a book. I honestly don't even know what it's about, but it just didn't seem that interesting to me, so that's why it is in the punishment bag, because I was not planning on reading it. The only things that I definitely want to get on my TBR are this thing that I don't really know how to pronounce. I'm just gonna call it Les Mis by Victor Hugo, because this is the biggest book on my TBR, and so every summer I try to read the biggest book on my TBR because that's when I actually have time to do that. I haven't done that yet, so I'm gonna try and get that on my July TBR. That is the only thing though. Aside from that, I am just basically going to be trying to get as small books on here as I can and continuing with series. So without further ado, let's get into spin number 1. Blurbed. So a book that has a blurb on the cover. Also, the wheel is kind of spinning for a shorter amount of time than it usually does, but that's just because I moved where it is on my wall. The way that the nail is, it's kind of pointed down, so it slides closer to the wall, and so it rubs against the wall when it spins. This is probably way more of an explanation than you guys wanted, but it'll spin for less time. So I have 2 books to decide between for this one. The first one is The Caliban's War by James S.A. Corey, which is the second book in the Leviathan Wake series, which I started a couple months ago. It was actually a punishment book, but I ended up really enjoying it, and I do want to continue on with that series, and that does have a blurb on the cover based on the Goodreads cover, so I could choose that one, or I could choose Crazy Rich Asians by Kevin Kwan, which I've been wanting to read for quite a while, and it does have a blurb right here. It says, "There's rich, there's filthy rich, and there's crazy rich. A Pride and Prejudice like send up by people." I have been meaning to read this for quite a while, and I'm super excited for it, but I also am excited to continue with this series, and continuing the series is a good thing, and the only thing is this book is really big, but this one isn't small either. It's over 500 pages, and I'm pretty sure this one, let me look how many pages it is actually. It's about 630 pages, so I mean, it's not that much bigger than Crazy Rich Asians if you think about it, so I think I'm gonna go with Caliban's War just because that is continuing with another series. Switching that prompt for this one, which is Pretty Cover. I should also mention for anyone who is new here, whenever I land on the same space twice in a row, I have to add another spin. Spin number 2. It almost did exactly the thing that I was just talking about, but it landed on question mark, which means that I just pick a prompt out of here, and whatever it is, I choose a book for it, which is always scary whenever biggest book is in the stack, but it's fine. I have to read the biggest book this month anyway, so that would not be the end of the world. I'm trying to pull this one prompt, but it's stuck to the others. There we go. A used book. So just a book that I've gotten from a used bookstore. Sorry if the angle keeps moving. Every time I go to pause this, it's really hard to not move it whenever I pause it. Anyway, for this prompt, I'm going with the next book in the Chronicles of Narnia series by C.S. Lewis, which is The Voyage of the Dawn Treader. It's the 5th book out of 7. All of these are super short, and it is continuing with the series, so I'm checking both of the boxes. Switching out the prompt for this one, which is number generator for book title. So what that means is I will generate a number 1 to 7, and that many words has to be in the title of the book. I keep forgetting that I'm not actually choosing the books. So for the first prompt, I will either go with Caliban's War or Crazy Rich Asians, but probably Caliban's War. And for the other one, I will most likely go with The Chronicles of Narnia, but that could change. Spin number 3. A book with pictures. For this one, I am probably going to go with the next book in the Magic Treehouse series, which is Thanksgiving on Thursday, which is the 27th book. Switching out that prompt for this one. which is a drawn cover. Spin number 4. I don't know if you can tell, but it looks like it is just barely on 5-star prediction. So I'm going to pick 3 things out of my 5-star prediction jar, and I will be able to choose between those 3 things. So the first choice is a darker shade of magic. The second choice is The Priory of the Orange Tree, but I'm already reading that one, so I'm going to pick a new one. This is a Shakespeare one, so again, I'm going to pick a new one because I disregard the Shakespeare things. Illuminate. And the final choice is The Raven Boys. So this is slightly unfortunate because all of these are the start of new series, and I don't tend to like to start new series whenever I have a bunch that I need to continue with. But the 3 are A Darker Shade of Magic, The Raven Boys, and Illuminate. And I honestly have been really wanting to read A Darker Shade of Magic, so I'm not complaining too much about this because this has definitely been catching my eye, especially since I've read The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by this author and really loved it. So I am very likely to be choosing this one. Not as much for this one, just because I don't think that I'm really in the mood for it, but I might be later in the month, and also it's really big. This one also has a chance because obviously I've heard really good things about it, and I do love Maggie Stiefvater as an author. But yeah, there's a really good chance I'm going with this one. Switching out 5-star prediction for friend picks. So I will ask my friend to go to my Goodreads. Actually, I'll probably ask 3 of my friends to go to my Goodreads and pick a book, and I will choose between those 3 books that the 3 of them pick. I think we're on spin number 5 now, but I'm not even sure. Spin number 5, I think. Number generator. So I'm just going to screen record this and put it here so that you guys can see it. But I am generating 1 to 7. And our number is 4. I was really hoping for anywhere from 1 to 3 because all the books that I am trying to get on here are 1 to 3 words, but something with a 4-word title. So I have a couple options for this one. So if I choose to read A Darker Shade of Magic for the 5-star prediction prompt, then I could choose to continue on with that series and read A Gathering of Shadows because A Gathering of Shadows, 4 words. Or what I could do is I could finish off the Howl's Moving Castle trilogy and read House of Many Ways because House of Many Ways, that's 4, yeah. I have a couple options for that one, but those are really all the ones that I saw that were really catching my attention. I think we're on to spin number 6 now. Replacing the prompt first though, let's go with this one. Random backwards throw. I have gotten this one so many times. So if this comes up, I will wad up a piece of paper, throw it behind me at books I've laid on the ground, and whatever it lands on, I will be reading. Spin number 6. Finish a series. So the easiest ones for this prompt are, if I were to read both A Darker Shade of Magic and A Gathering of Shadows, I could read the entire trilogy and go with A Conjuring of Light for this prompt. Or once again, if I chose A Gathering of Shadows for the 4-word title prompt, I could read House of Many Ways for this one. Or if I wanted to read 2 books, I could read both The Hunted and The End and finish up the Enemy series. I could also read Capturing the Devil by Carrie Maniscalco, which is the 4th book in the Stalking Jack the Ripper series. I could read the last 2 books in the Chronicles of Narnia, which are The Silver Chair and The Last Battle. Or there are a couple duologies that I could read because the Alex Rider duology, not duology, it's actually a series, but I only have the first 2 books, so for me, I would consider that finishing the series because that's all I'm planning on reading of them. But I would have to reread the first book in order to read the second, but I could do that. And then I could also read the Crown's Game duology. Switching out the prompt for possibly the final time. Cover color. So if this comes up, I will spin the wheel again, and whatever color it lands on has to be on the cover of the book that I choose. Spin number 7. Lowest rated. So I'm going to look at what the 3 lowest rated books on my Goodreads are and choose between the 3 of those. I'm going to screen record so that you guys can see. So I am sorting by average rating. And this looks like it is the highest, so switching it to the lowest. I'm trying to find one that's not Shakespeare because I always disregard those. Okay, so we have The Scarlet Letter, The 100 Lives of Lizzie Levitt, and Star Wars Planet of Twilight. So these are the 3 books. If I were to choose which one right this second, I honestly have no idea which one that I would pick, because none of them are ones that I would have chosen anyway if I got a choice. Planet of Twilight is pretty short, so it's about 300 pages. So if I'm in the mood for a sci-fi, then I could go with this one. Or if I'm in the mood for a mystery, then I can go with this one. This one's a bit longer though. It's almost 400 pages, so not super long or anything, but just slightly longer. And then the Scarlet Letter is right in the middle. It's about 250. Oh wait, no, it's the shortest. I don't know what I'm talking about. None of these are insanely long or anything like that. I'd say this one is probably catching my eye slightly more than the other ones, especially because it's shorter. So that one probably has a slightly more likely chance of being picked, but I honestly have no idea. It is pretty much completely even chances of all of them. Look at the color scheme we have going on though. Look at that. It's all pretty, like the start of a rainbow. Switching out the prompt, we're gonna go with this one, most recently acquired. So that is all of the spins. It kind of went a little bit better than usual because it did not land on the same space twice in a row. However, the books that I was planning on reading next month, none of them came up. Like I said, I wasn't being too picky about it anyway, but Les Mis did not come up. I also forgot to mention, but I was kind of wanting to read this one as well for a video, but did not come up. So I'll have to try to squeeze this one in somewhere as well. This one is just not going to happen. I've been wanting to forever, but just has not happened. I was planning on continuing with the Enemy series. Nope. I also have a couple library books that I was meaning to read, which they're all the way up there. I'm not going to get them, but they were The Anthropocene Reviewed by John Green and Long Way Down by Jason Reynolds. Let me just build, I don't even know what to put in this stack to show you guys the TBR. Should I just put all of these things in a giant stack? You know what? Let's do that. We'll make the thumbnail look very dramatic. It's like clickbait, but not. Except it kind of is, but it's okay. Do I pick these up? I don't even know how to do this. I'm gonna drop them all. So these are all the books. You guys can't even see them. There's so many, but obviously I'm not reading all of these. I will show you guys the stack of ones that I think that I will most likely choose. For the 5-star prediction prompt, I am probably going with A Darker Shade of Magic. For a book with pictures, Thanksgiving on Thursday. A used book, I'm going with The Voyage of the Dawn Treader, which is the 5th book in the Chronicles of Narnia. Number generator for title, A Gathering of Shadows. Finishing a series, I'm going with House of Many Ways. Blurbed, I'm going with The Caliban's War. Lowest rated, this one. I don't know if I said that or not already. And I think that's all of them. This is the stack, but this one is only a tiny book. It's more like roughly this size, okay? Plus Win, because I need to read this for a video. Plus Les Mis, because it's summer. So yeah. This is more what the stack looks like, which is honestly not, oh wait, yeah, never mind. Plus Caliban's War plus House of Many Ways. So really it's more like this. So yeah, it is a little intense, but it could be worse. Yeah, that's the stack. I'll let you guys know how it goes. You'll find out at some point in a reading vlog or something, I guess. So stay tuned for that. Again, it's kind of tentative, so it could change. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the like button and subscribe if you would like to, and hit the notification bell if you would like to see the other videos that I post on Tuesdays. Comment down below what you are planning on reading in July. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.